I love David Tennant. I love films set in LA and certainly around Hollywood. LA Without a Map is a film that definitely had potential for me to like it. Unfortunately, I didn't think it was that good. It wasn't terrible. I don't regret having seen it, of course, but I feel like it could have just been a lot better and a lot funnier. This was actually released in 1998, and it just doesn't feel that old. Directed by Mika Kaurismäki, I apologise if I've mispronounced that, and written by Richard Rayner, starring, of course, David Tennant, and Tony Pierce and Steve Huison, and Lisa Edelstein is also in it, which is a little bit of happiness for me because I love her. The description from IMDb is, before I forget, Johnny Depp is in it. He's in it in an uncredited role, and he's in it marginally, a tiny little bit, but I did actually really enjoy that little scene, and I'm glad he wasn't in it any more than he was, because, you know, it was just a small little novelty that I actually forgot about. I knew he was in it when I started watching it, and then, obviously, because he's not really in it, I'd completely forgotten, and I was just ogling David Tennant, and then he popped up, and I'm like, hang on, Johnny Depp and David Tennant in a film, can't cope. That was a nice moment. The description from IMDb is as follows. A British writer pursues a young actress to Hollywood and needs all the help he can get to win her love. I think one of the reasons why I don't like this is because he is chasing romance. If he was chasing a film career, I might have found it more interesting and more enjoyable. But I feel like it's just kind of cliche, and I also don't believe in following somebody across the country if they don't actually want to be with you and they've got more important things to consider, like their own career. So I'm not really a believer of the narrative itself. I also don't like road trip films, which is what this is, basically. However, because the road trip is primarily en route to Hollywood and makes me just think of Hollywood, I suppose there's a little bit of happiness to it. I should also point out that I watched this before I went to California myself, so maybe if I watched it thereafter and could recognise some locations and things, maybe I'd have a different attitude towards it. I don't know, but I don't feel like that would be the case, but certainly I'd be willing to give it another go at some point, because I really wanted to like it. I feel like I could have liked it, I could have really loved it, but apart from David Tennant and a tiny smidge of Johnny Depp, it just didn't really have anything that I was hoping for. It wasn't very funny. It was quite relaxing, quite light-hearted. I really liked the colour palettes. I thought, you know, they got that right. The lighting was all right. Costumes weren't anything to write home about, but I wasn't expecting, you know, ball gowns. It's not that kind of film. It could have been better. There were some wise moments that I thought worked well, and, you know, just little snide remarks and things that you'll only pick up on if you're really paying attention or know Hollywood a little bit, which I'm assuming most people watching it will do, since, you know, it's film fans. It's alright. If you were considering watching it, I'd say go for it, give it a go. There might be something in it for you. It might appeal to your kind of comedy, plus David Tennant and Johnny Depp. Other than that, though, in terms of the narrative, the development of the film, even the shots weren't that impressive. And you're dealing with a really beautiful location, of course. Road trips always give us kind of really lovely settings at the very least, but it didn't move me. Johnny Depp, David Tennant, yes. LA Without a Map, otherwise not so much.